Hello everyone, welcome back. Alright, so this is Dennis from Fyendal Hobby, and accompanying me is Reeve.
Hello.
And Jose.
Hello.
Alright, so we're covering the top 8, so we are still going to cover another quarters finals match. So earlier on we have seen Eugene playing against Gordon, and Gordon won the match with a really spectacular one-turn kill.
Yes.
Yeah. And next up, we will be featuring Shao versus Yingzi. Alright, so currently they are still shuffling. And alright, okay, seems like they are almost done. Let's just switch over. Alright, so.
Okay. Where's the highest seed? I think it's Xiao, right? Xiao.
Yep, Xiao has the highest seed, 4th place, whereas Yingzi is at 5th place. So, so Xiao chooses. And as per normal, usually the Starvo player would want to start first.
Yes, to ensure the crown ability.
Right.
Alright, Dennis is very lucky. He found one of the maybe like 5 people in Singapore who played Levia, which can like talk about the deck. Alright, in this matchup, Levia has would actually prefer to go second because she wants to block with cards to enable her to go first. For her to like use her powerful attacks early on. But there's also an argument for her to go first, depending on how he's boarded, like how she has boarded in particular. With cards like Pulpings, a lot of like evasive damage turn 1, and so setting up an arsenal.
Yep, and you see that Xiao first turn he pitches a staunch response.
Lame.
And
staunch response?
Yes, it's one of the best cards to actually block against large attacks.
Ooh, okay. My advice against Levia is you hit her until she has to block. The best defense is an offense. Because as you go into the late game, she only gets more powerful, and a good Levia will not kill herself. So, especially with a deck like Starvo, right, whereby boarding defense reactions actively hurts you, it forces your ratios to be very awkward, would have definitely recommended him against boarding in staunch response.
Yep, and Yingzi blocks with 2 cards, and I would guess that both cards would be actually 6 power, so it does help to fill his graveyard.
It's easy money.
Yep, and he pitches a Art of War, plays another Art of War. Wow.
Easy money.
Okay, so the mode I'm guessing, which we'll be guessing is actually go again and
go and draw too.
Yeah, definitely a go again.
Levia is a deck that's gated by action points. Usually you can get it via Scapskin Lenses, or you can force it with certain of their cards like Dread Screamer or Art of War, so you can pump out like more damage.
Right, or Pulpings and Wall Rides. So
yeah, Pulping Wall Rides.
And like what we mentioned, like Wall Ride is also one of the card that has go again. So whenever you draw and you discard, if it's a 6 or more, it automatically gains go again. Whereby for Pulping, if a player blocks with just 1 card, blocks with less than 2 cards, it automatically gains go again. And he follows up with a Dread Screamer that comes in.
Dread Screamer, that's one of the best cards for her?
Already as go again already.
Oof.
Yeah. So
easy 6
I'm
damage.
guessing whether did he actually chose
+1/+1, or did he draw into it?
Yeah.
If he didn't have it already in hand, it's usually safer for him to
do a
just say.
+1/+1. That's right.
No, if he didn't have it in hand, it's usually safer to say go again.
Go again. Yeah.
Yeah, if not you come in for like a pathetic, like maybe Endless More for 10, rather than Endless More for 9 into 3. But still a very powerful first turn, putting pressure immediately on the Starvo, trying to deplete his life total.
Alright, so Xiao Hong's first block is another staunch response. Alright, so pitching a blue card, pay 1 for the Crown of Seeds, putting a card from Arsenal below, and playing a staunch response for 2. So it's should fully block out the Dread Screamer. And Yingzi follow-ups with Claws, and of course Xiao Hong just blocks with another card.
Yeah. One of Starvo's weaknesses is he blocks like crap. Everything blocks for 2, so definitely not his main plan here. Maybe he's saving up to try to wait for one of those on-hit turns like Crippling Crush with the Dominate to try to blow Levia out of the water. Because when Levia is forced to block or has her cards taken out of her hand, she tanks the damage instead from her own blood then. So it's a very stressful scenario for Insta, but I have faith in my fellow group brother that he'll pull through. The power of Carrion Husk being able to deflect the first Crippling Crush is not to be underestimated. Well, not exactly deflect, he has to like throw like the entire fridge, like his shoes, his hand, 1 card, and Carrion Husk to deflect the on-hit. But it's not bad. Bam!
He just
Pulping.
takes the full 4 damage.
Yeah. Who cares, right? Like 4 damage.
Just will. Yeah. If he can deal more than 6, like 12 per turn, it's fine. It's
like
just taking
12's the name of the game.
Okay. Yep. And Levia doesn't really have that much of an issue with
Frostbite.
creatures also.
Yeah, Levia is probably, honestly, having played Levia, she probably has the best blues in the game. Like, all her blues are like super playable, you're super happy to see them late game. Like, I've considered cutting some of the best blues from the traditional Rhina package, even say stuff like Reckless Swing, because the other blues are just so good. Yeah.
Yep, and it just happens to pitch a Reckless Swing.
Ooh, yes.
Yeah.
Can't let go of Reckless Swing, it's too good, right?
Yep,
Yeah.
Reckless Swing is really, really good.
Yeah, the threat of Reckless Swing is more powerful than Reckless Swing itself. I like to say.
Yep, and Yinzi comes with a pulping.
Yes, this card 6 power.
Dominated. I would say
Grubbling.
grubbling
Easy
ground
6
is definitely
damage.
easy 6 power, so it has
Yes.
go again.
I actually like Wall Ride more than Popping. Even though Popping gives Dominate, the problem is, say if Xiao Hong is sitting below an arsenal, he actually stops Instance turn right here and there, and he will take blood there. So I would say Wall Ride is a safer option, but of course Popping is still very powerful to push through damage. Especially if you can say stack a Howl from Beyond or an Unholy Battle on top of it, pushing even more dominated damage in, which is very key in the late game for like finishing off your opponents. Because dealing drop every turn your opponent, if they're not Starvo, just like throws their hands like, please stop hurting me, please stop hurting me, please kill yourself. Very different game.
Yeah, and Xing Yinzi actually in his list he actually plays 1 Wild Ride and 3 Pulpings.
Yeah.
Yeah. So these are really good cards against a defensive deck?
No, an aggressive deck.
Oh, aggressive deck.
Because something interesting about Popping is, say you miss the Dominate,
Mm-hmm.
your opponent still needs to block with 2 cards to deny your go again.
Alright.
Yeah, so say for deck like Starvo, right? 2 cards means they can't Tianhu you. Yeah, no easy go again.
Right.
Yeah, and basically you for them to like negate your turn, they kind of have to give up their own turn too. And so still a very powerful effect for defensive deck at
So
least.
with this attack actually, Shao Hong is just left with 2 cards, so definitely
Yeah,
a card
Jibaboom, give him the Ice Hammer.
Yep, and
Hammer no ice.
Yep.
No ice.
Yep, no ice.
Pathetic, I
Yeah.
fear not.
Well, I think most mostly for Shao Hong, if he draws a Tianhu hands, he will probably try as much as possible to keep the Tianhu hands and
Yes.
hopefully has also a 3 cost attack. Yeah, because
Yes.
at times you may draw a 3 element hand, but you do not have the
Oh, that's
3
That's
cost
super rare.
attack.
Because more or less the entire Earth package is 3 cost attack.
Yep.
Yeah, but the worst that could happen is Blue Autumn starts for 7. Dominated. Which when you say worst case and you don't really think about 7
Not
dominated.
really. Sometimes you might be drawing pulses instead. So pulse are really good
yeah.
activates, but if you draw a pulse which has earth and something,
Yeah, no attacks, kind
yeah,
of sad.
then you may not have the earth attack. Yeah. So if you can, a double player might actually hold on to a pulse as long as possible, so that they are able to easily activate their Tianhu every start of the turn. Yeah.
Yes. Alright, for our non-Singaporean viewers, let me teach you a new Singaporean term. We call it jia, which means eat. So in Singapore, we don't take kindly to blockers here. So I'd imagine when he came in for Ice Hammer for 4, no on hit means jia. Just take the 4 damage. He's like, who cares, right?
But he blocks with
He blocks!
the Mark of the Beast. That's interesting.
I don't take kindly to blockers here.
Well, and he goes
If it makes the turn efficient, I guess so, but...
For Levia, you want cards in the graveyard, right?
Yes, and Mark of the Beast actually denies it
Does.
in the graveyard.
Yeah.
Because it goes straight to banish.
Automatically goes into
But
banish.
if I was Xiao Hong, I wouldn't be attacking.
Ooh, that's a potential tactic.
Yes and no.
Because I got no ice hammer. Why would I attack?
But he
before
still needs to
vanilla?
cycle his hand, right? If he blocks up the whole hand, I
Because
guess.
you want to hit a Tianhu. Even hit a Tianhu, right, you will probably keep 1 elemental in your hand.
Yeah, that's
Instead
true.
of drawing 4 unknown cards.
But this also means that you're not pressuring into, so
Yeah, so you get to
But
play
you're
with
not
no
denying him on the graveyard.
There's a lot of cards that like
You
play around
survive
that.
for the blood debt.
So there's like Shadows of Blasphemous which draw and discard a card. So it helps you automatically fill up your graveyard.
But
And-
it forces him to have it actually.
Yeah, and if he runs, I'm pretty sure it also runs cards like Howl from Beyond and Ghostly Visit. So those can be played from banish to fill the graveyard. It depends. Sometimes it does work, but a good Levia player can usually get around it.
It's because from my understanding, since only has 1 card in the graveyard, I understand you need 3.
So we like
instead of
say,
giving him
yeah,
one
it forces
card,
him to like have to
yeah.
like pulping
have 2 things.
into a third attack. Yeah.
yeah.
Honestly, but this brother taking like 4 damage, that's like nothing, right? It's like
or,
Maybe
or,
it's
or maybe he does. I mean, it's a clunky hand that he
yeah,
doesn't.
it happens sometimes. Yeah, I've heard he actually died to this Starvo in the Swiss, Xiao Hong, because he drew a 3 Beast Within hand with pulping, and he drew and discarded a Blurrish Bellow and proceeded to kill himself.
Yeah, just
Yeah, maybe Xiao Hong's playing for that strategy, just waiting for Inza to kill himself eventually.
Fair. I mean, at the present moment, there's already like 5 blood dead. Yeah,
He's
so
getting there. But a good Levia player knows how to manage his blood debt. He should be able to pull out here.
And this is a very potentially aggressive turn with
Give
a
him
Blood
what's
Rush
that?
Bellow.
Blood Rush Bellow.
Yep, it
Best
is
card.
one of the best cards in the Brute.
Yes. On a Blood Rush turn, I have dealt 31 damage as Levia. That is my personal record. It involved a 6 roll and a lot of bullshit, but yeah, we got there. The Brute weakness is we don't get on hits, but on the other side we get a crap load of damage, and I think that's a fair trade. He's about to probably do 18 damage, maybe 26. So, on a Blood Rush turn, your goal is usually to swing both claws for 5 each.
Yep.
And follow up with an attack for 8, so 6 plus 2, 8. If your hand's great and you set it up well enough in Arsenal, you could probably go for 2 attacks. So say Dread Screamer into Boneyard Marauder for 8 and 8 for 26 damage. Halfway to killing your opponent. With Starvo like struggling to block, I'm pretty sure Xiao is sweating right now. But it seems on a lot of Levia's games depend on whether one, your opponent is able to pressure your hand enough, and 2, whether you're able to battle yourself and battle your opponent's pressure on you. So far, Lindsay looks like he's playing out pretty well, having arranged his blood depth to remind him of what looms over his head if he were to not banish. And he is blocking the first claw for 3.
Yes, he is blocking the first claw plus the crown. I would say. Yep, the crown is still
Yeah, the
active.
crown just blocked the 1.
No, so that's blocking for 3 plus 1. That's 4. So he still takes 1.
Yeah, that's 1 damage, but there's definitely more to follow, right?
Yeah.
And something notable about Blood Rush turns that Levias have to keep in mind is that it doesn't cancel your blood debt. Plus, it doesn't stop you from managing. So even though it may be a big turn, I've done like 18 to my opponents, then I took like 13 to myself. I'm like, okay, whatever, worth. But yeah, it's something you have to keep in mind, especially if you're not discarding, say, a Mark of the Beast or a what's the other card? Beast Within to cancel your blood debt. Alright, he knows that he's considering his turn. Maybe there's a lot of options. Trying to just calculate what's the max damage, and if possible, trying to keep a card in arsenal.
Well, he already does have a card in Arsenal, so he could utilize it as in the card in Arsenal. And okay, it really depends on whether does he have enough pitch. So he may be slightly unlucky to draw a little bit more red pitches,
Yes.
which doesn't allow him to attack as
Pitching a what's that?
That's a Deadwood Rumbler.
Yeah, he's got the blue.
Yeah, so Deadwood Rumbler is a blue card.
Yeah, blue card, 6 power. Everything a brute wants, except it doesn't block. But who cares? Blocking is for nerds anyways.
Yeah, so he still has 2 cards in hand, 1 card in arsenal. He could follow up with 1 attack. That's big. And okay, in this kind of situation, would you even attempt to roll your Scap Skin?
How big are your balls? How ahead are you, right?
You already have dealt 10 damage.
My personal rule is that the more behind I am, the more willing I am to take risk. So, say I'm behind here, say like my opponent has like a 12 life lead, he's smiling at me, probably has a crippling in arsenal. Yeah, I'm rolling Scap Skins to try to push another like 6 damage.
Well, you already took up 2 cards from Shao Hong's hand, so he would be left with 2 cards.
Yeah, but the game has to end eventually, and especially Starvo, you can't really give them too much time to assemble their turns. Because judging by the way Shao Hong's playing, he's just waiting for a good turn. So maybe to accelerate the finisher, I would roll Scap Skin. Something notable is I don't think this is a good matchup, so I will push my luck here as well. But instead, I've spoken to him some. He's a very conservative player. The Brute is the fine line between taking risk and playing safe. So I trust his judgments. It's very different, right, from us to commentate from an external point of view.
Okay, that's also a very strange thing. Like after the attack, he didn't arsenal his last card. So whatever that he did.
It's probably some like crap blue.
I mean, if it's a crap blue, I would. That's the reason. Like maybe I would have tried to roll the Scap Skin.
Depends on how crap the blue is, right?
Yeah. And just taking the full blood that damage. I mean.
Yeah, he blocks with 2 cards. Probably pitch 3, Endless Mob. Pitch 2, what's that?
Hungry
Slaughter Beast. Yes. Okay, even though I say blocking is for nerds, do block efficiently. Because every life point matters, right, as Levia. Every life point you take is a bit more pressure you have to think about. And she's just going for efficient attacks, right? Like 2 for 7. Is that really a bad turn? I'm not unhappy. Yeah, damage is damage. Oh, I think he drew a Beast Within. That's why you didn't want the Arsenal.
Oh right.
Yeah, Beast Within is like crap, right? You want it to be discarded.
Yep, you
It's
don't
proper
want it
meat.
to be played. Yeah, and I guess like if it's Beast Within, yeah, that makes sense. On the past turn, he wouldn't be able to actually play out the. I mean, he could play out the Beast Within, but that's about it, and he will be taking some blood debt. Yeah, instead of playing out the Endless Maw.
Yeah, very awkward turn for him. I probably would have like Arsenal the Beast Within, but I'm not the guy with top 8 with Levia, so I don't question the god himself. Yes, Yins is definitely going to be remembered in Singapore's history for top 2ing with top 8ing. Where is he this? This is the quarterfinals.
Yep, this
Yes,
eight,
still quarters. Top 8ing, or maybe top 4ing, or top 2ing, or maybe just taking the whole thing as Levia.
Yep.
Already made history for sure. He'll receive global recognition for this achievement.
Yeah, I guess like the overseas meta, you don't see quite a fair. I mean, you don't see a lot of Levia.
It's a difficult deck to play, and Brutes have the unfortunate reputation of being the variance deck. So some people don't like variance, even though I think Chain is far worse as an offender for variance. Like honestly, Chain has done some terrible things to me. Not drawing out of war is devastating for the Chain. Missing on blood, missing on banishes. Hitting too many banishes is even bad. You hit 7 banishes when you're like begging for life. It's terrible.
Alright, so Yinzi blocks with one. Did he block with a card? No, he didn't block. He didn't block with a card.
Boom,
so that's the
crippling
reason
crush.
why he didn't block with a card, because he still wants one card in his arsenal, so that he can activate his Crown of His at end of Yinzi's turn. So that's
Yes.
coming in for 11.
Is it dominated? No.
No, it's not dominated.
Lame. Lame.
It's
So the husk, give him the fridge.
Well, I just, as in you 11, you just need to block for 8. So you could block with 2 cards plus
Scab
a
skin.
Scab Skins, or
Yeah.
2 cards, Scab Skins, and
Yeah, it depends, right? A lot of Levia's hands are kind of strange. Some cards just don't block. Usually it's the blue, but some reds don't block, like say Pulping or Shadows of Blasphemous. So say if his banished card, like the card that saves him from his own blood debt, is one of the cards he intends to block with, he might be incentivized to throw Karen Husk early. Yeah, rather than save it for later.
definitely if I were
Yeah.
Yinzi, I would block the Crush effect.
Oh no crap, yeah.
Yeah, we would.
Oh no, sometimes you just take it to the face and you just...
Hope that he discards the 2 cards, which are not the
Yeah,
relevant.
and you have the banishing in Arsenal.
Yeah, and you.
Yeah.
But, well, he doesn't have that. Yeah, so he doesn't have that option to.
Yeah, definitely
just
sweating.
take
Putting one card out. Thinking about throwing the Husk here.
Yes, I mean, if I were him, I feel like I would throw in the Husk too. Yeah, really depends on what kind of hand he has, and yeah, that's remains to be seen.
Alright, you understandably taking his time for the decision.
Yeah.
Probably one of the critical points of the game, whereby Xiao is hoping that this devastates his hand. There are some hands, by the way. I have open hands as Levia that just straight up don't block. So you just kind of have to smile at your opponent and just say, yeah.
Alright, so okay, so in the meantime, while he's thinking of whether to block or not, a Shameless Plug.
Yes.
Alright, so
Yeah, we're
for
censoring the blood
skirmish,
here.
on the okay, we do have a skirmish that's happening on the 3rd of April. So whether it's in person or online is to be confirmed. So if you'd like to know more information about skirmish, please do scan the QR code there, and you should be able to see some details with regards to the skirmish details. Alright, and we'll switch back to the gameplay.
Alright, it looks like he's
Alright.
alive. That's good.
Yep, he blocks with 2 cards. Yep, a Swing Big, which is good card, I guess.
Oh,
yeah,
hell
it
yeah.
is and this.
Yeah, 2 for 8. Oh,
Yeah.
can't ask for better.
So it's blocks with a Swing Big and a that's Unworthy Battle, correct?
Unworldly Bellow Blue. Excellent blocking cards.
Yep, and he follows on his turn. He blocks with a Dread Screamer,
Red
which
Screamer.
does
Yes.
off the blood
Does he
debt.
have a castable card from Banish though?
No, he doesn't have castable
Unfortunate.
cards. Yeah.
A play that Yinzi likes to make is a pitch 3 for Dread Screamer into a
Yeah,
Ghostly
that
Visit in
follows,
Arsenal.
yeah.
Yeah, just 2 cards 10 damage, easy game, you know. And the Starvo's like sweating. They can't take damage forever, that's the thing,
Mhm.
right? Like, you may start with 40 life in this game, but if you don't block, you'll notice that it goes away very fast.
Yeah.
Alright, is he blocking this?
He is blocking.
blocking
As
with
in,
one
like,
shield.
he gets block, and gets
Oh
the.
yeah, there's a big attack coming.
No, he doesn't have any cards left remaining. So with the Crippling Crush, he's using up 2 cards. So the last 2 cards he pitches, and he does with the Dread Screamer.
Yes.
Yep. So
Oh,
he
Channeling
just turns
Frigid.
off the blood debt.
Channeling Frigid with Ice Swing. Ice
Yeah.
Swing.
Mm-hmm.
Cold and spicy. Alright, Channeling Frigid, very powerful card definitely. Most aggro decks just cannot survive under this pressure. Imagine paying 2 for Kodachi, right? For example, or like 1 for Scar, what's the point? Levia, however, has a very unique niche whereby she can actually deal with Channeling Frigid. Also, Blarish Battle Turns, she actually comes out pretty well on top. Say, you imagine you take damage, right, to cast Channeling Frigid, and then the opponent's like, okay, pitch 2 cards, Endless Maw, Arsenal. It's like, well, he's still pushing 9 damage on you, and your Arsenal's Blarish Battle is just delaying the inevitable. It's a big turn now or later.
Right, and now he blocks with the card that we've mentioned, Ghostly Visit, the card.
Yes.
That is really good if it's in the banished turn.
Blocks for a 3, amazing. But a bit weird because it's not a 6 power, so if you run too many, it actually kills you.
Right.
Yes, it's a fine line with Levia. A very fine line whereby you have to dance around.
Right, so he pitches a Soul Harvest, a blue, and he rolls a 3 and
Popping.
Popping. Oh, so that's so unfortunate that.
Yeah, dropping out of war power card, right?
Which means that, I mean, if he blocks with 2 cards, Yinzi doesn't get the
Go again. But it's not like he can do anything
and
now.
that's also the reason why now he is counting the blood debt.
Oh. Yeah. How much damage is it? Like what?
Right, so he's.
Is it double digit even?
No, it's not yet double digit.
Lame. Take it. Yeah, it's minor bruise, right? Yeah, come on. The Keranas has to refund you somehow, right? Like take the 6 damage and then throw the Husk later. Break even, easy game. Yeah, Xiao blocking this though. If he's not blocking this, I'd be very worried for Inta's life. Because if a Dominator Crippling Crush comes now, might be very strenuous on his hand.
Yes, definitely, yeah. If he doesn't block with it. So.
Oh, sorry, not strenuous for his hand. Strenuous on his life total and his potential of going to top 4. Yeah. Looks like Shaman is considering. Probably not a great hand. Having Crowns of Seeds, blocking the shield, making things efficient.
He might have Tianhu, but of a different color, so that's why he couldn't block efficiently.
Oh, we have a blocker, boys. We have a blocker.
Yep.
Yes, no, yes,
2 card
no,
blocks,
yes.
so that you
No.
don't you don't give him the go again.
2 blocks. Depressing. Jiba boom. There it goes. And Inter takes like
I
1/5 his life total.
don't know. Maybe if I were Shao Hong, if I have a dominated hand, I mean for the next turn, I may not block this attack.
No.
Fully block this. Okay, I can block with 1 card for 3, because any cards that he plays, he has to pay 3 cost, 2 to 3 cost because of the Genetic Frigid.
Yes.
So he can't really attack efficiently.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wait, as in from Inter side?
Yep, interside, because he has just played popping for 3 costs.
Yeah. Oh
Yeah,
no,
so
he
only has
can't
one
go
card.
again.
Yeah,
No chance.
so if life wasn't that much of a matter, I would maintain my
hand.
Tianhu hand. Yep.
Yeah.
Actually try Tianhu.
But I think Ince has been pounding the crap out of him throughout the entire game. Like 9 damage followed by like 6 and 6 followed by 9. Yes, Starvo can't
But
take this hits.
in that extent means that you are actually not advancing your board state for the Starvo player.
Yeah, he has to pivot eventually, and the first Crippling Crush didn't even take away the Husk. So he's 2 pivot turns away from winning the game. Yes. Ince actually mentioned this strategy to me. He runs Energy Potion in the sideboard. Do you want to know why and which methods this is for?
Alright, so for this current
This?
list that he has,
Oh, no
he
energy
doesn't
potion?
play energy potion.
Oh wow, I got fake news. He told me it was a strategy that he used to run.
Well, it is still good. I mean, like most of the cards, it's fine for them to actually not play cards that doesn't block. Yeah.
No, he runs it right. So because when Showstopper hits him with a Dominated Crippling Crush, he takes it and uses the energy potion to pay for the banish card instead. The ultimate man strategy. He told me no defense reactions, full all in, and well, I wouldn't take 11 to the face, but an interesting strategy for sure.
True, that's a possible strategy. That's right.
Yeah, very fun. Alrighty, Rue. Coming in for Ellis Ball for 9.
Yep, and less more for 9.
Yes. If anyone's played an armory with me, I like to say casual 9. Because it's like, block 2 cards, pitch 3, Endless Ball for 9.
Definitely not casual.
Yeah, your opponent's like, what the fuck, dude? It's like, what do you mean by casual 9? Easy damage. Yeah, like, what is way above rate for damage for sure. Most, usually, a card's worth like, say, 4 damage or 3 damage. Yeah, this is above rate and it just requires 2 cards. Not exactly hard thing to set up. It blocks for 3. Can ask for more from a card in Levia.
Alright.
Jiba boom, what you got?
really, as in Shao Hong's pondering, well, it might
Yeah.
because he has the Tian Hu hand, so he's deciding whether to take it. Or
Respected
follow.
for that.
But the question is how low is
Yeah.
Xiao's like.
That's Shao Hong's life.
Yeah. And no one takes 9 easily, right?
Right.
Unless you're like a Visceral OTK or something, then you know, it's a one player game, right? One player game. Alright,
No, so he's still deciding. Shao Hong's deciding. So
Yeah. So he's gonna pivot sooner or later, and every time he
so
blocks,
that's an
he's.
ice and lightning card.
Yeah, every time he's like blocking with cards, he's
Yep, and that's
not
blocking
pivoting.
for 4, 2, so that's
6.
blocking for 6. He's still taking 3.
Oof.
So that's a
No, I
ice.
think the crown.
Yeah. I mean, that's still blocking for 6 because frost.
Oh, that's so
and,
sad. Yeah, imagine blocking, dude. Lame.
Yep. So that's still taking for 3 minimum. Yep. And I'm guessing he does have a Tian Hu hand.
No, he blocked.
Oh
him.
no,
He blocked.
okay. Yep, he did block, but okay, maybe he didn't have.
It depends. If he pitches an earth card, I'll be thinking what.
Well, I mean, now he's going for the awakening. Yep. So
Ooh.
awakening is a really good card.
Yeah.
Okay, it does help to swing back tempo when you're low on life, right? So for those who are unfamiliar with awakening, it has fuse. So if it's not fuse, the life total difference between you and opponent, like let's say if you have to be of lower life total. Yep. So the difference, you would make the same number of seismic surge tokens.
Yep. If you fuse it with earth, you make double that amount.
Yep.
Yeah, so honestly, I think this card's a little busted. Like, imagine like hitting your opponent for like 3, then they're like, okay, pitch 3, block with shield, awakening, 2 card awakening, 2 card pulverize, smack. No opponent like takes 14 easily, right? Or if you say want to break your opponent's hand, okay, crippling crush, bam, opponent has to block, and easy tempo swing.
Right.
Yeah, pretty insane. Not sure. Oh, he's searching for open hold unfused. Wonder if that's because he ran out of threats in his deck, or if he.
I think his life is not low enough.
Oh, it's fused, right?
No, it's not fused. Yeah, it's not fused. I mean, he has
Probably
two
missed
cards.
a card.
I mean, he has 1 card in hand, so it probably wouldn't be fused because
Mm.
fusing you need to fuse with both cards.
Yeah.
For which one?
For Oaken
Oh,
Oak.
yeah,
yeah,
Ice
yeah.
and Earth.
So unless it's a pulse that he has in his hand.
Or maybe he's casting another card he has in his hand.
No, because if he had the fuse for Earth, he would have shown with the awakening.
Well, yeah,
Yeah.
that's right.
Oh, yeah.
So
that's
definitely-
I think he
doesn't
miscalculated
fuse.
there because he only has
Ooh.
4 seismic surge, so it just shows that he's 4 life lower. If he
Mm.
didn't block with the 2 more cards,
Yep.
he will probably able to search for Crippling Crush.
And that might be because Inzi accidentally took the blood death. If he didn't take the blood death, he could have
Oh.
searched for more powerful cards the previous turns.
Oh,
I mean,
yeah.
or rather this turn.
Yeah, dude. Actually, that's a funny strategy, right? To deny awakening, you just take blood. Yes. Yes.
But the deck is not open to players, so they won't know if they have the awakening.
They
Yep,
always have
that's
awakening. What are you talking about?
The reason why awakening is a good card, but in Starvo is because it doesn't contribute to your team.
Gameplay. Yeah.
So
Oh yeah, messes up the math, right?
correct. So that's the issue where at the start everyone was, I want to put the best cards in.
Mm.
But now they realize that consistency is what matters in the Bravo deck.
Ah, yeah, that's true.
So that's why they take up the new UX and they start just jamming with your elemental cards to keep the consistent Tianwu. As you can see, I think Shao Hong didn't even hit a Tianwu once the entire game.
He has not hit
Sad.
any hit yet.
Yeah, maybe it's because he bothered in defense reactions.
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
like on the list itself, there are several power cards that you will search for. Like one of them would be Pulverize, Broken Oak, Crippling Crush, Spinal
Yeah.
Crush. Maybe Spinal Crush is not a power card. I mean, in this matchup,
Oh, yeah, it is.
Yeah.
9 damage.
but it's not particularly
Yeah,
as
it doesn't
powerful
really
as the
hurt that
other.
bad, right?
Yeah.
Just pitch 3 and a small nice Spinal Crush, bro.
Yeah.
But, yeah.
Yeah, so the best choice that he have if he had the correct number of seismic surge would be Crippling Crush. If he has cards to fuse, it would be Oaken Oak, and if he has enough seismic surge, 10 seismic surge, that would be Pulverize. Yeah, that would
Thank you.
really help him. Yeah.
Yeah, like, Pulverize has 2 on hits. 1 is the -4, 2 is death. So, you can't always take, no one takes 14 to the face comfortably, right? Like,
Yeah.
alright, so what's he doing here? Blocking with 2 cards. Yeah, it's probably just comfortably blocking, trying to fill his graveyard, make it very manageable, very easy and comfortable.
I think Xiao is the one blocking.
Yeah, we got a bit carried away here. Was that the Dread Screamer? Grappling Ground?
Yep, he did play a Dread
3
Screamer.
card, 13 damage. Glorious damage.
And
It comes out with the Ice Hammer for 4.
For 4. So, to a certain extent, at times I think I may block with Anna additional cards so that I would still Arsenal my last card.
Yeah.
Yep, to prevent damage.
Yeah, it
But
helps with the
instead of
chip, right?
swinging
Cycling.
with, instead of swinging with the
Ice Hammer.
Industrial, yeah.
I don't know about you, Dennis, but I've never been very good at math, but I think 13 is a lot bigger than 4, yeah? 9 points of damage. This matchup, you definitely want to be the aggressor. Very few decks are like comfortable blocking, and Starvo is definitely not one of those, especially since a lot of cards block for 2. Oh, there's a ghostly visit.
Yep, so
one gets over.
Yep, and he
And
creates a Frostbite.
Yes. Oh, so much
Which
damage,
with
dude.
3 cards.
Perfect.
But generally, unless it's a Blood Rush Bellow turn with the
Pushing
Frostbite.
Doomsday.
Oh, it's a Blood Rush Bellow, so.
Yep.
That's-
Yep, probably gonna murder the crap out of Shao Hong. Something notable, Inti has to play on Blizzard. He might bother it.
Yeah.
Yes. But I would say, okay, imagine if you're in a horror movie and then you see this like purple lady screaming and shit, and I don't know, I'd be pretty like, I think I'm the next character to die in a horror movie. Yeah.
Well, if he draws 2 cards and
Yeah,
if
2
the
blues
2
and he can't
cards
banish.
is 2 red, then that turn would not be particularly explosive.
Yeah, and also he has to consider whether he can banish a card this turn. So unless his arsenal is well set up, he might be in danger of taking damage here. Is he rolling Scab Skin?
And he is
Feel
rolling
easy
Scab
to
Skin,
action
and he
points.
gets 2 action points. Yeah.
Yes. Alrighty, Roo, Chiba Boom.
Plays
Ammonia
a
Marauder
Ronya Marauder,
for
so
8.
goes in for 8, and it actually turns off the Blood Debt save.
Yeah. It looks like he's very tight on resources here, trying to probably hit the Ghostly Visit, maybe drew 2 reds.
Mm-hmm.
Bam. Something sad about Ghostly Visit is it's not a brute attack, so it doesn't receive the buff from Lara's Battle. But Deep Rooted Evil does.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but clearly it's gated by resources here, so I think Ghostly Visit is the play.
Right. So this is coming for 9?
8, 6 plus 2. Yeah.
Oh, sorry. Yep, 6
Yeah,
plus
casual
2.
8, you know. Like, you know, this is what.
Xiao just pitched a Blizzard.
Oh.
No, it doesn't work. He got action points.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Brutes are
Yeah.
cheaters. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, you just roll Scab Skin, you get out Arlight Sentinel,
yeah.
Spinal Crush. Yeah.
Blizzard will be good against popping, who are right.
No, it's good against the Claw.
Or claw.
Yeah.
That's right. Yeah, but not good against.
Yeah, actually, if it's
or
claw here,
rather,
it'll be super
or
quick.
you can't do it against against a scab skin, or do it against a scab skin. Yeah, that's right.
Yeah,
It's
Scab
the
Skin
action
hits, you know, like Spinal.
Scab Skin is activated ability, yeah?
No, it's activated ability cost 0, and it gives you action points based on dice divided by 2. So it doesn't say go again because sometimes you roll 1 and just pass away, but it does just straight up refresh you the action points. So I've once taken the Spinal to the face, then I roll Scab Skin into Hardcast Barging Beat without go again, into Pitch 2 Claw. Because I just want the action points for it.
So I see
Yeah.
that. I see it. Every time Shao just blocks with 2 cards.
Yeah, it looks like 5 points in danger. This might be his last hammer swing. Yeah, take it.
Yeah.
Take it like a man.
Correct. I think at times it feels like I may block with a 3 card. Yeah, and Arsenal and
Yeah.
draws a better hand.
Yeah.
It really depends. It really depends. Yeah, I'm not the best player, so
Yeah.
I probably wouldn't be in the top 8.
He is Yin's is checking his graveyard, trying to make sure that his graveyard is safe, as I like to call it, to ensure that you will hit the cancellation of Blood Debt. Something notable is Dread Screamer. It's really bad if you miss. Because not only do you not hit the banish, you also lose the rest of your turn, but you don't hit the go again.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I've seen some like true nonsense whereby like I have a 13 card graveyard and there's like 3 misses and like my opponent hits all 3. Yeah, we used to do a lot of online plays, so I'll be like, okay, so 1 to 13 from the left. They'll be like, oh, 2, 8, 11, and then
Right.
they hit all 3. Absolute pain.
That's
Pitch 3, Dread Screamer, yep, as I called it.
right.
Yep, and it looks like he's safe, only as Ghostly Visit as a miss and Blood Rush Battle.
Yep,
Jibaboom.
Visit Blood Rush Bellow
Yep, he hits the 6 power Jet Screamer.
and the Dread Screamer.
Yep, leaving Ghostly. Unfortunate. Oh wow, 2 Ghostly.
Okay, he
visits.
does. No, it's
Easy money.
okay. The Blood Rush Bellow has really been banished the previous turn, so he does have a Bonyak Marauder, and
Oh,
so
is
it's
that unsafe?
two. It's a confirm save, so it's a 2 out of 4 chance.
Oh, yeah, safe. Easy.
Alright,
Got him.
so that's easy. Also, that's coming for another goal again.
6 go again. Xiao sweats because he's reading the block value of his cards. 2 is the small number, my friend. Yeah, honestly, I've thought about it, you know. Flesh and Blood sometimes just like, if you think about it, right, I could bring it to a math class and then like, you know, it's probably a good lesson, right? Like you have to do combat math and stuff.
It is.
Yes, 6 and you have to kind of match the numbers, make it efficient, especially blocking decks like Odin. It's just kind of a game of like back and forth math whereby you kind of have to like efficiently deal damage to your opponent,
Alright,
bring
so
them down.
he just takes in
Ooh,
the
popping.
full damage
And
from
his
Dread
career.
Screamer, and I think that's 4 maybe. I said it might be
Bam.
a 4.
Boom,
Dread Screamer.
6 power, dominated
Alright,
6.
so it's dominated 6.
Yeah, these are probably throw armor because these are like the hands whereby you can't.
Well, Shao
For
is
damage.
only left with the tunic.
We're trying to hold his hand,
and
though.
the Fist, yeah.
Yeah, he's trying to hold his hand.
Well-
Looks like he finally has a good turn, but will he live long enough to actually play the turn?
But at the lower life total, the Bravo's ability, Starvo's ability is no longer relevant because you don't have the life to sufficiently
Hold your
survive, hold your hand.
Yes. And if it's just super sick here and has the blue in hand, he pitches 3 and toss twice.
Yeah, that's right.
18 damage turn!
Yeah.
4 card hand, easy game.
So I guess like the
Oh no, 5 card hand.
Oh,
Oh yeah, he's reading cards. Is that hard cards pulse?
yes,
Yeah.
that's a hard
Oh,
pass power.
Sign of weakness, my friend.
And
Yeah,
so
Ghostly
with
visit,
the
Jibaboom
Ghostly
4
visit.
and arsenaling a card.
So, I mean, Xiao could block with any of the cards, and it would, I mean,
Yeah.
any of the
Oh.
Earth or Ice card that would give him a
+1.
plus.
Yeah. Very powerful
I think
card.
Earth, Ice, and Element.
Yeah, that's right.
Yes,
yeah.
Earth, Ice, and
Yeah.
Elemental. But seeing the pulse coming out of the Starvo hand is good news.
Yep, which means that
Yeah,
you
he
are
probably is not fusing next
really
turn.
not, either not fusing or you are really not showing your hand.
Okay, the other boss.
Yeah,
Ah.
that's pure
But
talent,
if
right?
you have 2 pauses,
Yeah, your hand's probably like low on attacks, right? It's probably gonna be
That's why
toss
he did
of
crown
him.
seats.
ah,
The crown seats could be the 3 attack.
Yeah, and Inz's
I mean,
house
the
is
3
down.
cost, yeah.
Inz's like technically naked right now. He could face the awful pain that could be waiting in his arsenal.
That's right. It could be the 6 attack that he really needs.
Yeah, it could be a hand like say Pulse of Candlehold plus Pulse of Candlehold, Lightning, Earth, and a blue ice card.
Yeah.
Then you pitch 5 for Spinal Crush, 11 dominated, Jibaboom.
But then you won't have any arsenal card.
But 11 dominated Spinal, are you really complaining?
I mean,
For Levia would probably just take.
Yeah,
Yeah,
like,
just
that's
take it,
that's
just
why,
come back,
yeah,
yeah.
it's like,
So long as I can remove my blood that safely, I'm very safe with it.
yeah.
So I mean, they're currently counting the amount. Yep. So he does in the end crowns it away.
Oh.
So that's why they're counting 3 resource, using up 2 for the pulse, 1 for rampart, and the tunic counters for the crown of seeds.
Yes.
Yeah.
So Sean starting with 3 card hand.
Yep. He's still stuck with
Three
the
card
3 cards
Chicken
hand.
Hands has a lot of work. You could like pitch 6 and Spinal or something again.
Oh, they still on blocking phase.
Yes,
Ah.
that's well. There's a lightning card, and a lightning card only
Oh.
blocks for 2.
Oh, he did have the Tianwu. That's so sad.
He did have the
Yeah.
Tianwu. He did have the Tianwu. I mean, it
A little
could
bit
be
too
a
good.
card drawn by the crown of seeds.
Oh, yes.
Yeah, but
Oof,
yeah,
Ice Hammer 4.
Yes, it's ice.
No fear.
Yeah,
It's
definitely.
in graveyard. Very well managed by Insta so far. Xiao Hong put up a good fight, slowly chipping down the Levia, waiting for him to
Yeah.
trip up.
So that's another 4 damage that Yinzi happily takes.
Yes.
Will
Keeping
Levia actually
full
miss
card.
or have a bad hand turn?
Oh yeah, very often.
Yes.
Yeah, it's very tilting actually. It's very tilting.
Alright, so
Insta actually runs Hope of does he run?
Hope Merchant Hood, let me take a look whether he runs a Hope Merchant Hood. Yes, he does run
Yes.
a Hope Merchant Hood.
In very fast matchups when you can't afford to bend over and die, you run Hope Merchant's Hood to shuffle your hand back in. I don't subscribe to that theory, but He's in the top 8, not me. So
Well, Hope Merchant Hood also gives it the one additional card in the graveyard if you
Oh,
really,
yeah.
really need it. Yeah.
yeah, but I prefer Ebonfold.
Mhm.
Cancels the blood then more safely. That's a
Alright.
lot of nonsense.
So he comes in with another Blood Rush Bellow.
Already someone
And
called the ambulance.
Blood Rush Bellow with a confirmed Eye of Ophidia.
Pitching eye.
It is definitely a 6
Ah.
cost attack that is going to discard.
Oof, mark the
And
beast.
it's a
He's
mark
safe.
Of the base, it's safe for the turn, so he will go for claw, and
Draw card.
attack. So that doesn't
Draw
really
2. Total 18 damage. Probably.
or more. I
Yeah,
would
not
say.
sure if he the opted to the top with eye. Probably opted to the top, right?
Yep,
That's a
he
blue.
did kill both.
Floor
on
4,
the top.
5.
So he did pitch another Dreadwood Rumbler.
Yes. I'm not sure if you've ever done this, but sometimes I've caught players doing. They keep looking at the same card, hoping the block value increases. They like slowly push it aside. Like, come on, man.
I guess Starvo does that too.
Yeah, but like just like,
Yeah.
is.
Right. So if you are in the
Picture,
Asian
picture,
culture, there's the series of movies God of Gamblers, and whereby a player rubs his card hard enough, it changes from a card to another card.
Gamblers here in Singapore.
That's the joke. Yeah, but yeah.
Oh, he's blocking with armor. He's
Yep,
getting to
so
the ropes. This is
when
probably
he
his last hand.
starts blocking with armor, it's actually a turn that he really
Oh,
wants to survive. Yeah, that's really low. I mean, and I guess this would be the final turn that we have.
right. Give it to him. End his career.
Alright,
Pitch
so
to-
he pitches another
Bony,
beast within.
unbony bellow.
That's Unworthy Bellow that gives it a
Oh, probably
additional
Ghostly Visitor,
plus
maybe.
2. Right? I mean, the
Yeah.
blue one gives it a plus 2.
Yeah. Pitches the yellow for it.
Alright, so
Yeah, here's the
that's
Ghostly
2
Visit.
Ghostly Visits that's removed, and
Bam!
he follow
Bone
up
and Marauder.
with a Boneyard Marauder.
10. 1, 2 cards, 2 cost, 10 damage.
Alright,
And that's
and
game.
with that, into wins the match.
Exciting.
Alright, so yes, after this we will probably be able to stream in the semis. So stay tuned. Follow. If you are here, if you are watching, I mean this is your first time watching this channel, please remember to subscribe to our channel. Alright, and right. So in the meantime, I'll just do a plug. Alright, so just information on skirmish. I'm not gonna say much. Alright. And for those who are interested in skirmish, please do scan the QR code, take a look, and stay tuned for the next match. It will be the semis match. Yeah. Alright. See y'all later.